towards Ben Shop again. Ben Shop through towards Bahoui. Bahui's in, and Bahoui scores! We've taken the lead. It's our first goal under our reign here at Graafschap, sorry. It's going to take me so long to get used to that, but thank goodness. Great ball, Bahoui found. Come on then, Bergzorg, make that run. See, he's just stood there. It's a bit frustrating in a minute because I know he looks good. Here we go, though. Bergzorg found by Bahoui. What's his shooting like? Didn't get a chance last time. He does this time, though. And we take the lead. Bergzorg with his first goal under my reign, even if it is in the pre-season tour. 19 years of age, this kid. He's going to be the one that's probably going to be here for, I'd say, at least the first few seasons. Hello everybody, welcome back to episode number 2 now of our Graafschap career mode. I hope I said that correctly. There was a comment telling me that's how you actually say it from yesterday's episode. And on that topic actually, I want to say a massive thank you for the support shown on episode 1. Over 300 likes, over 100 comments. So keep them coming, guys. And I will be sure to check them out as and when I get time to do that. So the main talking point from last episode was, of course, getting used to the team, seeing what plans we had for the series. If you missed it, I will try and catch up as best I can as we go through today's episode. But the first decision you had to make was on our youth scout or our transfer scout. As you know, the club has only given us one, or funding for one, and we had to decide what we wanted to do with that. And you guys have voted, and a vast majority, 87%, said that you want to see a youth scout, not a transfer scout. So all the transfers will have to be done by us. But the question now remains is, what caliber of youth scout do we go with? Because as you can see, we've got a £3 million one, which we cannot afford. So we could go with a 2-star 2-star or a 3-star 2-star. So I think for the most part, we can either go Bram Hendricks, who is Dutch, or we could go with an Austrian, Clemens Meyer. I think for the authenticity of the series, as we are in the Netherlands, and as we are only allowed to have one scout in the Netherlands, I think we have to go Bram. We'll call him a part-time scout paid on a player fine basis. Let's call it that. So we're going to go with Bram Hendricks here. 2-star, 2-star, experience and judgment. He will be the only scout we have available to us for this first season. And of course, we will be sending him to the Netherlands as part of his job. So there is that one then. Send him for 9 months at a cost of £250,000. So that's done. He will be going around trying to find us some youth players to come through our academy, and that's going to have to be where the majority of our players do come from. But going on to the transfers for today, there was tons of suggestions in the comment section, and I looked through them. Now, there was one issue, guys. The issue being, when it comes to finding players to bring into a team, you've got to consider the wage part of them. So players who are in the Premier League, for example, their contracts usually are quite high. So getting them in on loan can be quite tough at times. There was a comment in regards to Scott McTominay. He's one of them. His wages usually are pretty, I wouldn't say high, but they are sort of out of our range. We only have about £20,000 a week plus £2 million to spend. So for the wages, we'd have to pretty much use all of our wages on him alone, which I wasn't really prepared to do because I wanted to use some of them elsewhere as well. But we've got a lot to go through. A lot of additions that we could well bring in. Keep them coming as well because there's still transfer window time left. So make sure you're still leaving them as we go through. But there's quite a few in this list that I was actually really intrigued by. Starting with this guy, Sherpen. He's from FC Emmen. One of our, I wouldn't call them rivals, but one of our, I guess, close quality sides who we will have to be fighting against for league positioning. He's 6'8" with a 5-star weak foot as a goalkeeper. That is just unbelievable. The problem is, as we've got no scout, we don't know how much we should be paying for these players. So I'm going to have to take a pretty much like a swing at it and just guess. I think he's probably in the region of maybe 60 to 65 overall. I'm not sure though. So in that case, I'd say probably £600,000 would be enough to get him away from FC Emmen. So he could be one we go for. We have already got goalkeepers though, so we might have to take that into consideration. We've got 3 right backs. Again, Gorgon, he's actually loan listed, so that's why he's here, because we could get him in on the loan, but I'm not sure what his contract is saying too much. St. Just and Asta, all of these guys are players that I'm looking at maybe to bring in. We've already got a right back, of course, but I feel like if we bring another one in, it'll probably be to play second fiddle. So I'm not sure about a right back at this stage. Edu as a centre back. 2-star, 22 years of age. Again, don't know what he's like, so I can't really say for sure. And you can see the kind of thing here, the pattern that's emerging is that we've just kind of got to go with our gut instinct. So immediately, I have one thing that I want to do, and that is make an offer for Sherpin. I want to try and get him in. He does have a release clause of 1.9 mil, so we could just pay that outright, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go and begin negotiations with FC Emmen to try and bring him over. And that's my plan. Whether or not it works, we'll have to see. So, I think firstly, we can probably offer them straight away our backup goalkeeper. I feel like a player swap wouldn't be a bad idea. So let's try and do that with the goalkeeper we've currently got, which is Jordi Rondeel. He's worth 110,000, but they want $1 million on top of that. And I said 600k was going to be enough. Wow. Well, I'm going to try and give them the 750 and see if they accept that. 750 plus Rondeel. I think that's a good deal. I'll stop there. We're going to accept that 830k. He's 6'8" with a 5-star weak foot. I have to get him. Like, I feel if we train him, I don't know what his potential is, by the way, but if we train him, he might be quite good. He's only 18 as well, so many years in front of him. Important squad role. Yes, let's just hope he's not really bad in terms of rating, because I could have just got a bad deal here, because if he's like 60 rated and Rondeel was 58, I could have got a bad deal for this. We'll see. Important 2-year contract. Disregard the release clause. He wants £1,000 a week with a little bit of bonuses. I'll accept that. So, our first signing then to this team becomes a goalkeeper. It says signed a top player, which gives me a little bit of confidence. But how good is he actually going to be then? The other two go, oh, he's 66 rated. That's actually extremely good. I did not expect to see that. As I said, I thought he'd be like 60 to 65. 66. That is brilliant. 6'8". I'm going to trade him straight away. So Bertram's is going to come out, and we'll put Sherpin in the side as our number 1. So the 2 lone goalkeepers we've currently got here won't play now because we've got a new number 1. I think as well, looking at this, I kind of want to get a striker and keep him with the Dutch theme. I'm looking at these 2 young men who were comments suggested again in the section last time out. Both have similar things. They're both the same height. They're both the same skill moves and weak foot. The exact same work rates, apart from Miron Bordu. He's actually younger, but I don't, again, know how good he actually is, and I don't know what I should offer. I could cheat and look at SoFIFA, but that defeats the purpose, because I wanted to have a situation where I don't have a scout to fall back on, so using SoFIFA wouldn't be that great. Realistically, he plays for AZ Alkmaar, and the other one plays for Feyenoord. Are they going to get played? Let me have a quick look and see what other strikers both teams have got. So Feyenoord, in terms of strikers, have got Jorgensen, Van Persie, and then Vente. They might want to let him go, depending if the offer's right. Where is the other one? AZ Alkmaar. There it is near the top. They've got more strikers. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, but nobody quite as good as Jorgensen or Van Persie. So Miron Bodu might be difficult to get out of the club. I might try an offer for both. I think if I put the same offer in for both players, then it might come through. How much money have we got to spend, though, is the question. A new striker would be a good idea to try and bang in the goals, and especially going down the route of youth as well. That could be really good. So let's see what they're going to want for Miron Bodu. Are they going to want a lot of money, though? I'm going to, I think, go in with £1 million straight away. Again, I don't know kind of what overall it is, but judging from our goalkeeper, 66 rated from Emmen. In fact, let's go 1.2. I've got a feeling that he's going to be a similar rating. 1.25. I think that's an okay deal, actually. I'm going to take that. What about the wages, then? What about the wages? And this could be pretty much all our money gone. And then I've got to think about, as well, youth players coming through our academy, because our funding isn't a lot. So we're going to have to think about this really well in order to make it happen. But it's a positive sign, getting in young players, exciting players as well for the future. So we could well have 2 young Dutch players joining us ahead of this season, especially if we can agree terms here with a contract. See, salary. This is the big problem here. I don't know how much he's already on. I'll say £10,000 a week. If he says it's insulting, I'm going to cry. Fair offer. Thank you very much. Our second signing of this window, both suggested by you guys in the comment section. Both of them Dutch as well. Welcome to the club, the 2 youngsters who have joined us. How good is Miron then? Is it Myron or Miron? And he is 66 rated. Another fantastic addition. Very quick, great jumping, good strength. Finishing needs a bit of work. Heading accuracy can use some work as well. 4-star weak foot though. could be huge for scoring goals this season when it comes to us trying to grab them. And now we actually could get rid of one of our strikers. I don't think we need to keep hold of them, especially with Biru added to that. Miron Badu added to the club as well. So I'm going to get rid of one of them. And a 50-50 split left on the budget then means that we have £500,000 a week and 10,000 left in the wages as well. So not exactly a lot of money to see us through the rest of this one. I might try and get a loan deal in potentially for somebody in the central midfield area. Maybe we go for Mohamed. Is it Ateran? Ihateran? I don't know, but I've heard positive things about this 16-year-old. Playing for PSV, he could well come and join us on loan. And the question would be, how much would they expect in the wages? Again, another young Dutch youngster. A young Dutch youngster? Of course they're young Dutch youngsters. I mean, why would they be young in front of that one? Go for a 2-year loan. PSV Eindhoven, what are you saying to that? You're going to accept the 2-year loan? Oh, he's on next to nothing. Look at that. Yes, we've got a striker, a goalkeeper, and maybe a midfielder coming in. 2 of them permanently and 1 of them on loan. Well, that ended very quickly, didn't it? I take it back. He didn't want to join us. At least I don't need to learn his name then. That sucks. All right, we're having a sit down with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to try and negotiate a deal to maybe bring in Mason Greenwood as part of a loan deal. It's looking like a very B-Tech Ole Gunnar Solskjaer there. What's he going to say? Wage split? See what I mean? He's on a lot of wages, is Mason Greenwood. They want 60-40 is what they want. 45-55, come on. Do us a solid. Thank you. Doesn't mean he's going to come, though. That is one thing that we have to remember. Doesn't mean he's going to join us on loan. Let you guys know as well. Miron Bodu has an exciting prospect next to him. That could be massive. Jeez, imagine if he gets, like, super, super good. Sherpin doesn't have that, sadly, so I don't know what his sort of overall potential will be. But an exciting prospect for Miron, which is going to be sensational. We've got a semi-final of the preseason tour then. About to jump into this. Feeling pretty confident about things, especially with the new signings. They both start in goal and up front for us. Bahui out on the left instead. Part of the Princes for this one. Let's get it. Just in case I forget then, guys, I apologise in advance. I didn't realise my mic settings had changed. And I forgot to reset them. So the first portion of the episode today might have been a little bit loud on the old microphone settings. So, like I said, apologies for that. Didn't realise until now. But we are about to get ourselves into this one. And see if we can advance through to the pre-season tour final. We get a little bit more money should we get there. I mean, we won the first 2 games we played with our side by a 0-0. So a clear theme kind of repeating itself here. That we don't get too many chances. Owusu, my boy. Gonna enjoy saying his name over and over again this season. Here is Nyland towards Owusu. Owusu's got Bahui making moves in front of him. We found Boadu. I'm going to call him Boadu for now as... that's just what I'm telling myself. Like I said, if it's wrong, you guys will let me know. Uh-oh. Fuchs has found his way forward. We might be in trouble here. El Jebli tracking back. Can't get near. The cross is whipped in. Back post. And it was a chance. This actually goes to penalties, I think, as well. Should we draw this? 10 minutes left then of the 90. Owusu tracking back. And the cross is whipped in. It's over the head of every single person in our box. Is it going to run out of play, though? Doesn't seem like it is. And he's kept it in play, which... will be picked up by us, though. Maybe a mistake trying to keep that in. I don't know. Can we craft the chance, though, on the front foot? Sent over the top, looking for Ben Shop. Ben Shop. Oh, a little bit of profit as he's through now. Ben Shop to try and find the shot. He's going to get it away as well. And it's so undeserved. But we take the lead. Ben Shop just too strong for the defender. And we go on through and score. It is so unlucky for our opponents who have been the better side here, but they've not found a clear-cut chance. They've dominated proceedings, just not got the opportunity. And Ben Shop is too strong for the defender, and his shot is too good for the goalkeeper. We might have just snuck ourselves into a pre-season tour final. Oh, Boadu's continued his run. Owusu looking for him. Boadu found now. Boadu shot straight into the hands of the keeper. That was the moment for him, wasn't it? That was the opportunity. Just could not take it. But that should do it, ladies and gentlemen. We should be in. We are. We're through to a pre-season tour final. Even though we were the worst side on the day. And the board won't be too happy with the performance in terms of how it panned out. But we got the win. So at least, you know, we didn't draw or drop points or anything like that. Having played that poorly. But if that's anything to go by and we struggled there today. Imagine what's going to happen in our first game against Feyenoord coming up. I mean, yeah, look at those match facts. Less possession, less shots. Charlison Ben Shop, the man that came on to win it. And another one of the players who does not want to join us on loan. That could be a big problem, guys, trying to get players in on loan this season. Especially if players just don't want to because of where we are and what sort of, I guess, caliber of team we are in that regard. So, Bergzorg is our highest potential player. I saw that from the comments. 74, I think, was what you guys said. So, I'm going to keep him in the training. But I'm going to go ahead and take one off of him. So, it allows us the opportunity to train up our 2 new signings in the goalkeeper, Sherpen, who we are going to train now. So, we're going to train him up as a goalkeeper. As you guys have seen, it's so quick to train up goalkeepers in this game that it's just broken. So by the time we come back at the start of the season, if he's not like 68 rated, I'll be pleasantly surprised with that one. Straman's going to keep his position in this, and I think as well we'll just put one on Boadu for now. But what do we give him? Attacking scenarios, let's do that one then. Right, let's do this training. That's going to be the setup, I think, for the first couple of months until we get some youth players in our academy, and then we'll rethink it. And I did have a feeling when I was reading through the comments that there would be players who just simply wouldn't want to join us here because of whatever reason. We've got an offer for our centre-back, 64 overall. I think I'm going to accept this because... Actually, should I accept it? I know we have a lot of centre-backs. He's transfer listed though, so I must have wanted to get rid of him. So, yeah, let's go ahead and accept it. And if it goes through, it goes through. Like I said, players, it's incredibly tough to try and get them to come over to a team that they realise might be struggling. So, in that regard, we might be in trouble. But we'll try our hardest to bring in as many as we can ahead of the end of the window. And at that stage, it's just about us then trying to get as best a position as we possibly can in the Eredivisie. But I guess we'll just have to keep going. We've got the final of the pre-season tour then. A little bit more money into the kitty should we win this. Let's try and do it. And this will be the first time I've played most of the pre-season tour. Only missing one game that we've simmed against, was it Barnsley? So I'm pretty happy with myself for playing all this. Gives me a bit of a look into the team. Oh, great turn. That is a fantastic turn. And it's a goal as well. Oh, dear me. I just got destroyed, in all honesty. Just destroyed. I saw the turn come in, and I was like, okay, what are you doing now then? And the confidence he got from the turn to then hit the shot was pretty mad. I mean, we stepped off, and then at this stage, I'm a little bit disappointed that the 6'8" frame of Sherpen couldn't quite get down. I mean, it is a fantastic strike, though. So, full credit to them, and we are behind in this final. For the first time in a series, we are a 0-0 down. Oh, this is bad, you know. This is really bad, and we've just conceded a second. We are getting pretty much, to put it lightly, battered. I don't really know what's happening. I saw the turn there, but then as soon as that happened, the header goes down, flicked on, first time the shot comes in, and the Graafschap are 2 down. Well then, big moment for us. First time this has happened in the series, won't be the last. Oh, going to be 3. It's going to be 3. Oh no, it's 3-0. What on earth do we do? Seriously? I've not even been in the game. We're 3 down. Oh no, this isn't good going into the season. This is the last game we'll play before the start of the season. Keeper's just stood there. He's rooted. I mean, we are getting outplayed, but we're 3 down. And for confidence, this will not do as good at all. Bahoui. Boadu. Boadu's ball. It works out to Van Meekem. Not the way we wanted, though, initially, because I actually meant to play it over the top, but it finds Legion instead. Legion puts the cross in. It's headed goalwards, and there's a goal back in the game. It looks like it's an own goal, though. I don't know who got the final touch there, but the fact that we've got Legion celebrating on the right means that it is an own goal. And with 30 minutes to go, we've got a goal back in the game. We've been much better since we've come out for the second half, but now we're playing without pressure, aren't we? We don't really have anything to worry about, you know. And yeah, it is an own goal headed in by their own man. So we will be giving a way back into the game. It is a very slender way back into the game, but it's a way in nonetheless. Can we find another 2? Ball over the top. Can Legion win it? He can indeed. He heads it up towards Van Meekem, who picks it up. And we're going to find El Jebli. Come on, boys. We need to get another one. If we can get another one, I'll feel pretty confident about us trying to get a way back into this game. Boadu. He's got Bahoui on one side, and he's got his teammate on the other. Here is Bahoui. Bahoui turning on the right foot, looking for the curler. And we're going to get ourselves a corner in the process. 20 more minutes remain. Nice. Boadu. Bahoui found. What can we do here, Bahoui? Boadu's making the run through the middle if he can find him. Keeper's already coming like he's read it. And he has read it very well indeed because Boadu was threatening. Really good goalkeeping there. Holy, did not expect to see him coming out for that and actually reach it. That was sensational goalkeeping, and that's probably going to do it. It's going to sink us out then in the final of the competition, guys, it looks like. And this has been a wake-up call, bringing us back down to earth. It was a tremendous start in the preseason tour for us, wasn't it? Winning all 3 of the games we played, but since then, this result here will now mean that we go into the start of the season against Feyenoord on a defeat. So how do we bounce back from this is going to be the question mark that everybody's going to be wondering. Credit to Grenoble Foot. They came out with a win. 3 first-half goals enough. We got 1 back, but it was not enough for us today. Defeated, and that doesn't go well at all when it comes to us ahead of this Eredivisie season. Transfer offer for Fabian Serens, and he is actually contract expiring at the end of the season, so he might be lower than his value, but I'm going to accept it because of the fact that his contract is expiring and I don't really have the funding to be able to keep that ahead again. So if we accept it, let him move on, we could use that for something else, maybe bringing in a fullback of some description. However, that is the final game before we begin our season then. So it's about to get even harder for us. Sherpen has grown though. Both players now left. I mean, you can see we don't get a lot of money from these sales. 220k and 375 from 560 is not a lot when you consider it. AZ Alkmaar want Youssef El Jebli, which is not going to happen. I know he's transfer listed, but specifically not to AZ Alkmaar. No way. It's just a bit unfortunate that we don't get as much money as we maybe hope when it comes to selling players. Sherpen again growing to 68 now. I said if we didn't get him to 68 between now and the beginning of the season, I'd be disappointed. Well, he is. So immediate growth coming out of him. 2 overalls already. Look at that. Wow. It's getting offers all over the place. So there's 4 coming in here. We've got Sven Nieuwpoort, and I believe he is a starting centre-back, so we will not be selling him. We've got an offer as well for Klaassen. Again, I've just realised that I'm going to be keeping all of him, so I need to take him off the transfer list. El Jebli wanted yet again. Another player wanted. Oh, it's our rival as well. Vitesse, no way in heck is he going over to our rival. No way. Stralman wanted as well. Tutarima wanted. But again, all these players I have to keep hold of at the minute. Ente is wanted by PSG. Feyenoord have received a £1.7 million offer. So maybe going for Boadu is the better idea. One thing that I never ever do is look in the free agents, but I found a few right backs here. And I said, but we might need to bring in a right back just in case to give us a bit of kind of cover. We've got Lovren 6, we've got Gaber, and we've got Bandalovsky. I think the realistic one here would be Lovren 6 because he just looks better. And 4-star weak foot, he could well play at left back as well. So we'll try and get him in. He might turn us down. He might say yes. I don't know what contract he's going to want either because I don't know how good he is at this point. Got £10,000 to play with plus about 1.9 mil. He wants a crucial, which makes me think I'm going to have to offer him like at least £10,000 a week. At least. Wow, I am surprised by that. Only 4,000. I'm going to remove the bonuses and try and give him it again. 4,400. That is fine by me. A free agent now joins us as well. Very, very good. And what's he saying? Oh, yes. 69 rated. Already improvement. 90 acceleration. 82 sprint speed. 85 jumping. Ball control is good. Shot power. We just need to improve his tackling. That's the only issue with him. He's not really a great tackler. But in terms of backup, that will give us a massive boost then. Yes. So now we've got Legion at right back, Owusu at left back, and we on the bench we've got Tutarima and Lovren 6 to come on should we need them. In centre-backs, we've got a nice cover as well. We've got Strauman and Van der Pava, the 2 who are going to start. Nieuwpoort, Janssen, Vreeman as well, should we need to call upon them. Central midfield areas, Bakker, Klaassen, El Jebli starting with Nyland and Matsuva. I don't know. On the bench, still other ones, Vet, Huntelaar, Vergara Berrio, Abdullahi. I'm so bad at pronunciations, it's actually not funny. And we've got a couple of wingers and a backup striker as well. So in looking at our team right now, we'll be okay for squad depth. The only problem is our squad depth might not be as good as the rest of the teams around the league. So we have that to consider as well. But my friends, that is going to be the end for today. I'm going to give you guys some more time to leave some suggestions you might want to see join us here. We have around about, I'd say, 1.5 mil to spend realistically. But keep an eye as well on the wages, guys, because you've got to understand Premier League players are on a heck of a lot of money per wage, so we can't really realistically try and get them in. And you've seen today as well, we couldn't get Greenwood in on loan. He didn't want to join us. We couldn't get the 16-year-old from PSV either because he didn't want to join us on loan. So loan deals could be quite problematic for players wanting to come here and play for us. So that might be a bit of an issue, guys, if we're considering our signings. But monetary-wise, I think we might be okay in that regard. It's just about that, trying to find players that want to actually come and play for us, you know, and be a part of this project that we're putting together. But we did make a few signings, a couple of new additions, of course. Sherpin in goal, Boadu as the striker, and Lovren 6 now at right back as well. So 3 new signings joining us today ahead of that one. We sadly were knocked out in the final of the preseason tour. But we begin our Eredivisie campaign off then with our home game against Feyenoord to begin next episode. Got then after that, Breda, followed by Groningen, I don't know. FC Emmen as well in there. So quite a difficult run in. And like I said last time, Vitesse not in the near future. Our rivals come on the 23rd of December, in which we must get the win. And before that, we have Ajax away. PSV in November as well. AZ Alkmaar in November. Heerenveen in October. So there's some really tough games that we have to contend with. So yeah, we could be facing as well, potentially where we are in the league at the end of the season or towards the back end of the season. Our final game of the season is against Vitesse. Get in. That would be a massive one. Imagine if that is to kind of keep us up in the division against our arch rival. I don't know. Arch rivals. Is that a strong word? I don't know. Maybe you guys know more than I do. I just researched it. And obviously Vitesse were the rivals. So that was why I went with that one. Ajax as well as the second to last game of the season. Some incredible running towards its back end. PSV 5th to the end. AZ Alkmaar 6th to the end. It's a crazy running we've got by the looks of it. But if you enjoyed the second episode of this series, guys, I want to thank you for your support on episode 1. If we could hit over 100 likes, that would be massively appreciated. As always, thank you for your continued support on the channel as well. Really appreciate that. If you are around here, like what you see, hit that subscribe button down below to follow me on the channel. We upload every single day for you to enjoy. Also, if you want to be notified whenever new videos go live, make sure you have the notification bell switched on alongside it. And without further ado, guys, I will see you all again tonight for another video and the next episode in this series over the next couple of days. I'm going to add your comment section to the end of this one, so make sure you stick around, and I'll see you all again soon, guys. Have a great Sunday. Adios.